Before we start this worksheet, I want to go over the expectations for using these shapes. So if you choose to use the shapes from the bookshelf to help you answer the questions, this is what I am expecting. I expect you to use them the right way, and I expect you to put them back. So you can get these shapes over on the bookshelf that can help you answer the question. So you can see what this shape looks like in 3 dimensions instead of just flat on the paper. That can kind of help you visualize. So you can take out the inside and you can unfold it, and it will show you what this shape looks like when we lay it flat, and then when we fold it up, how does it become 3D. So as we're using these shapes, you can see on one side there's kind of like these lines that are cut into it. If you look on the other side, they're not as deep. You fold it on the deep side. The deep side is where you make the fold, because that's what helps make it fold. We're not bending it backwards and snapping off my pieces. So keep it folded to the deep side. The deep side is where you make the folds, fold it into each other. So then I can see here we have this shape, and what does it look like? What are the sides in 3 dimensions? So please take care of my shapes so I don't have to get new ones every year. There's no need for that. Okay, so let's take a, if you want to go try the worksheet on your own, great. If you want to keep watching this video, awesome. I'll kind of walk through it with you. So this first one has this shape here. It is the purple one over on the bookshelf. So first it asks us, what shapes do we see? So I can look and I can see, right, when I have this shape on the front and all the way wrapping around, you can see those here, we have these rectangles. So here I can see, right, is a rectangle. So I'm going to write that I see a rectangle. And then we're going to count how many rectangles there are. So if you can see it on this flat picture, awesome. If not, you can use this purple one to help you see how many rectangles there are. Then on the side, I can see that there are squares on the side. So we can see these squares for the bases that are holding it all together. All these rectangles are held together by squares. So I can see what shape is it, and then we're going to count how many of those there are. So that's where these really come in handy, is you can unfold it and see what shape is it, how many, what shape, how many. Then it wants you to draw the net. Now remember, the net is just when we take the 3D shape and we unfold it. So it's kind of like taking a box and unfolding it. Like if you've ever had a cereal box and then you kind of pry it open, you can lay it flat. So this is the net. So you would draw me each of these shapes connected together like this to show how what shapes make it up and how do they connect together. So this purple one will help you answer these first questions. So it's made up of 2 shapes, how many of each are there, and then draw out the net. Okay, our next one is this red one here. So remember, we are folding on the deep lines. When you put it back, fold it on the deep lines, put it in the case. Okay, so what shapes do we see? So let's start with this middle here. So we can see, right, these are this is what's here. So I can see this shape here, and I'm going to write that there. And you're going to tell me how many there are of those. Then we're going to look at this front piece here, and that's right here. So if this is folded up, right, here's that front right there. How many of that shape are there? So tell me what shape you see and how many of those you see. And then you're going to draw this as the net. So when we take this triangle, so made up of triangles, triangular prism, because there's 2 triangles, then we draw the net. What will that look like when those shapes are unfolded? Okay, so fold it back up with deep side in and slide it in there. Okay, the next one we need is this yellow one. So right, this is a pyramid because it comes to a point. So here we had prisms because they had, oh, I'm going the wrong way for my camera, right? They have sides on them. They don't come to one point in the middle. All of these sides come to a point, so we have a pyramid. So we're going to see what shapes do we see. So I can see this bottom here, the base that it's sitting on is a what? So I can see here, what is it sitting on, right? Here's what does it sit on, and how many are there? And then I can see these sides right here. What shape is that? So what shape do we have? And how many are there? So pyramids always have triangles that go around them to connect up to the top. And then you can unfold it and draw me that net. So this one's a little different, but there's also some different ways to do this one. I like to draw this one where I have the base, and then I just like to draw the triangles coming out from each side so that they would all fold up together. This one has it a little bit different, so it's all connected. It doesn't have so many flappy pieces, but it's right. Here's one way. When I fold it up, it makes that pyramid. So right, these would all just, the triangles will fold up to make that pyramid. So make sure on every shape you listed what shape it's made up of, what shapes it's made up of, how many of each shape, and then draw the net. And then remember to fold them back in and put them in their cases so they're ready for somebody else to use.